There you go. So, obviously, I'm assuming a few of you have probably been reading the chat throughout the day anyway, as we've been a bit heavily focused on Bitcoin this weekend. Obviously, all this price action from about here is weekendish. Um, so initially, I've been looking for buys and sells all weekend. Maybe not the greatest sort of thing. In reality, I've taken far more trades than this weekend than I have. I mean, I've probably overtraded in reality, but I'm currently way up now. So, um, and break even on two. Well, just above break even on one and break even on another. So I haven't actually lost anything. But initially I was looking for there's an imbalance over here. I'll start off from earlier in the weekend, sorry. So obviously structure wise, we've got a possible high, low, lower high, lower low, and then obviously price has come real high into this live structure, this range here, which is from this to this. So I had marked up this. There's an imbalance in here. Don't look like imbalance on the 15, but it'll be there on the one or the second or whatever. High into this wick as well, so this wick's pushed up. So my thing's in the way. Delete that. Yeah, so it's pushed high up into this wick, and then obviously this move sweeps some form of tiny liquidity in there and continues to push down break structures, things like that. So I'm just going to bring that back. So obviously, I think this was Friday night. Price comes up, yeah. Friday tea time is 7:15 ish. Fills this imbalance, and then over the course of Saturday morning, break structure, 1 minute structure down here. Show you on the 1 minute so you can actually see the structure. Obviously, I'll get to the trade that I've just come out of as well, but it's a bit more to talk about, so I'll do it. So, obviously, structure wise, price is coming up from Friday night, afternoon into the night time. Pulls back here. So, this is the structure for me. So, we have that pull back there and then continues to make a new high. Turn that blue so we can all see a bit better. So yeah, sorry, is pull back here and then continues to make a new high. So setting a alert at this low here or just below it, and eventually it sort of does it Saturday morning. I think yeah, I'm gonna get a notification just before 10ish. So a alert went off right down here. Obviously, that does that. And then obviously it was a case of find an entry. So initially I struggled for a bit of an entry. Um, I settled on this one here. But since then, there was a lovely imbalance here, but that gets filled here. It gets filled before the change of character, break of structure, whatever you want to call it. Um, so I actually set a pending on this. So
What incidentally, why did you go there over somewhere else? Or
so uh, I'll show you the imbalance that gets filled, and then I'll show you
ah,
other imbalances, mate. I'll
okay,
it's yeah, it's I think I was looking I think I was doing it all on my phone, so I missed some imbalances up here. So because obviously there's a lot of price action to look through from because obviously from when it breaks the 1 minute low, obviously down here, it does it down here somewhere. There's all this price action that I've got to look at to try and find the imbalance that I'm happy with. So obviously I was doing it on my phone as well, so my screen was fairly small. I just missed, like I said, I think it taps into one of these up here. I think it's since obviously tapped into this up here, but I just didn't spot them that good on
yeah,
my phone. So, like this one here, so I'll just play some candles just while this plays. Obviously, this sort of zone here is then what actually directly leads to the cause of the break there. So
yeah,
obviously that's, so I was either looking at something in here,
Yeah.
or I should have checked these other like highs. Ideally, I'd have been checking that, and then obviously up here and to the extreme, depending on what all these imbalances had. I think in reality, mate, it's probably reacted out of obviously it did react out of here. It has reacted out of here, and it has done out of here. I just didn't spot it at the time. But this one that I did spot, so just delete that quick. Obviously, I've spent loads of time looking at my screen over the weekend as well. Plus, I've been doing other stuff, and Mrs. has been poorly, so it's just been a bit of a chaotic weekend, really. So there's no wonder I didn't really like spot these up here. So just show you these. So obviously we're on the 10 seconds, so we've got a nice sort of big push up here. It sort of fills up here as well, and then we've got a nice looking push up here, push down here. So this is a 10 second. It's real. Even I mean, Bitcoin's wild to be fair. So it's a big movement, but for Bitcoin, it's sort of not. But obviously, at the minute, so I'll just get that off. So I marked this on the 1 second because obviously on the 5, push up, delay for a minute or whatever that is, push down. So this is what made me. This is why I actually marked off on the 1 second. So it was the bottom of this because this is where the imbalance effectively starts somewhere in here between that candle and this candle low. So obviously I marked this high as well, which you would maybe call this a resistance or something maybe. So obviously I allowed for the spreads and things, but effectively I marked off this 1 second candle here because then this imbalance to this side is what I was expecting to be filled. At that point, obviously I'll come back and mark these up in a minute. So as soon as this breaks the low, which it does, there. So this is where I was looking for my entry. At this sort of point, couldn't find any targets. I was fairly busy anyway. I was just sort of going to let it run. And then obviously it tags the entry pretty damn well. This all happened while I was not paying attention to anything. I was just going about my day. So creates a trend line, tags me in pretty perfectly. See, tags me in perfectly. And then goes 1 to 17. I'd still not spotted it at this point. So, I think I'd spotted it somewhere around here. So it was on the retracement. So I think I was speaking to Tom or Isaac had sort of spotted a trend line up here as well. I think there's a trend line here. So
yeah, I've just got into a trade off taking that trend line.
Just now, yeah?
Yeah, it tapped me in.
Yeah, nice. Oh, no, this one up here, no, it's higher than that, is it, at the minute? Yeah, it's up here, is it? So yeah, so I've moved because of this trend line we spoke about, and obviously we spoke about then these imbalances in here. I moved to, so I think it was just where the green line is. So I was like, just over half an hour is what I ended up taking from this, from 17, which is crap and terrible. I wasn't the most pleased anyway. But it is what it is. I mean, Bitcoin moves super fast anyway, so I knew that I was quite confident that the sells from obviously this imbalance fill and breaker structure change of character under here. I was happy that sells was the sort of right move. I was happy with everything. knew there was a possible from a sell up here or possibly higher still, which is what it actually did. I think this green ones was the one that we spoke about directly afterwards because it takes this trend line. But this is all still from this move here, imbalance fill breaker structure. So obviously this is where we're looking for the mitigation. Obviously it taps that imbalance fill to the dot. Eventually takes out, comes and fills this one up here. And it seems this one was the actual right move. Pardon me. Goes to the 5 minutes. Just speed it up a bit.
Did you also try a trade on that lower one as well?
What lower one, mate? Sorry.
Sorry, the one it tapped into first before it then headed up a bit further. The imbalance.
No, so this all. I mean, this I was due to set a pending on it, mate, but my IC, I'm with IC Markets, and
yeah.
I was struggling to line up the charts because this over here was different on IC Markets by quite a little bit. So I was trying to like figure things out, and it ended up lasting through it anyway. So, but I should have, and I would have. It was all, yeah, I just couldn't line it up, mate. So I thought, you know what, leave it be. And it eventually, I mean, it was late tea time-ish as well, so 7-ish.
Yeah.
And this absolutely flew up. I didn't actually see it fly up, but because I was looking around here, the thing is, like I said, I couldn't figure out the lineup. Candles was too different for me to go, yeah, I'm comfortable putting that on, because at the minute, like, this is the only time I've seen them so different, and I couldn't figure out what was what on both screens. So obviously, I had me IC Markets MT5 feed up on my phone trying to find where this was, and then I was obviously had a trading view on my tablet, and it was different. So I decided to I was going to wait effectively for reaction, and then it all happened while I was not about. But like I say, this was the right move, I believe, anyway. I didn't have it. I'll show you why in a minute. But I'll just show you effectively what it does. And it's not an easy find that as well. It's just one easy. So even if I'd have spent more time, I'm not sure I'd have picked it out anyway. But yeah, obviously we was looking at buys this morning as well. Sorry, I was looking for a buy off this as well. This had filled this imbalance here. Like I say, it's been a really busy weekend of looking at charts for me. I deleted it because it was, I don't know why. But yeah, this filled this imbalance. Then it breaks structure above here as well. So I was looking for, I think I was looking for a buy off. I actually took a buy off. Something like that. But yeah, this touch here just kept me in, so I had me stop loss just below that. So I was in a buy with this as well.
What are your spreads like with Bitcoin on IC Markets out of interest?
It says 2,000, mate. So whatever 2,000 means. I think it's $200, but
yeah, I'm not familiar with the pips and all on Bitcoin. I'll be honest.
No, it's.
I've just been doing tiny little lots on my self-funded without really knowing what they are.
Yeah, it's 2,000, mate. I'm sure it's like $200 or something like that. But it's effectively, if I look at it on, it's pretty much whatever this sort of size box is, I guess. So might be $20 or something like that. But yeah, it's. I mean, considering of all the pairs I trade, Bitcoin is the worst spreads. But
is it?
Yeah.
What, are you using a calculator to calculate your lot sizes for Bitcoin?
Nah. Just I use MT5, mate. So I go on the Bitcoin chart on MT5 and I drag it on and change the lot size to what I'm happy with.
Okay. I didn't know if you had to enter before you could drag it.
No,
Didn't
no,
know.
mate, no. There's when you open the app, there's two screens. One looks like a ticket, and one's around, so like a blue and red. Two logos at the top on my phone. Anyway, there's two logos.
Right.
Um, one's round and one's square. Half's blue, half red. One of them lets you set the pending, so you can just drag it on and you can click entry, click entry, you drag it to where you want. Click SL, and then it'll give you the stop loss line to drag, and then you can do TP and drag that. And then
Right.
the square one gives you the option to change your lot size. It brings it on and off the screen your lot size, and then obviously I just change the lot size to the amount of money that I'm happy with. So if it's, let's say it's half a lot or whatever on Bitcoin, it'll change the money, and then obviously drag. If you move everything, it automatically changes the number as you drag
Yeah.
it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. So I took this buy.
Could you show us the imbalance for that buy, please, Lee?
This one
Yeah,
for the entry over here. You mean? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. I think that was up here.
There, yeah. 976. I just marked it myself. I want to see if I've got anywhere near what you've got.
Yeah. Like it's not the easiest to spot. There is
Yeah.
something there. I mean, you could have been. I think just past this, mate, is just a little bit more.
I
I
think
think
mine's
it's
a bit
push.
higher. What have you got?
Yeah, I think you can get one up here.
97600, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's uh,
But you covered down to the low in your
down to the low, mate. Yeah,
top,
yeah,
not just
yeah.
the
So,
top.
I mean, I always advise to cover the low anyway.
Yeah,
Unless there was a bit of let's say if there was, let's say price had done this a bit more, pulled back a bit harder, and there was a bit of from this low here, if that pulled back a bit harder and then done its thing, I'd have said this low here would have been fine. But yeah, I always recommend covering the low anyway. But I consider all this up to that point just that price action there anyway. Whereas I'll see if anything else. But if this had happened there, obviously all this it pulled back a bit, so there was a bit of space between. I'd have said that would have been fine, and then allow for spreads as long as nothing underneath this was what I like the look of.
Mhm.
So yeah, I covered that and a bit of spread. I was quite fortunate to be fair, because cancel that. As you see, literally filled it to the dot. So I was, because I say spreads plus a tiny bit more. That's effectively what kept me in. And then after that, I'd pushed away a bit, I then spotted this trend line. So 3 perfect touches. So it came back. I think I got out again just above break even.
Right. You killed it because you'd seen the trend line and
Yeah,
no longer
yeah.
had
So
good risk.
yeah, yeah. So it, like I say, I'd spotted this trend line. I think I must have spotted it around. It was near this high because I thought, oh, nice, but it's starting to push away now. Then I spotted the trend line, and so I thought, I see it starting coming back. Killed the trade somewhere about here. It
Yeah.
wasn't much.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was something like that, about where it is now. So yeah, I killed the trade because I was just adamant it was going to come and take this out. I didn't care. I didn't care at that point if it was going to push back up, do its thing. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm killing the trade. Kill the trade. That one's gone. So I deleted that. and then obviously it swept the whole lot pretty much straight away after I closed it. Uh, and then, so this is the trade that I actually got in and closed 20, 30 minutes ago. So I like the look of this sweep here. So obviously it's swept, and I like the look of what it created. When you'll all become dead familiar with how sweeps look because they all look pretty similar. Obviously, they're all unique. Like none of them are exactly the same, but they're all relatively similar in shape. You get a push down, obviously for a buy in manipulation. You all get a big push and then a big push away sort of thing. And I had these couple of imbalances marked anyway from previous because obviously I was looking for targets originally for this one, which it didn't make. So I had these imbalances marked. Obviously like to look at this one the best. So I'll show you this one. So yeah, again, love this big wick down, big push up, pushes away, goes and causes breaks of structures to the upside eventually. So that's that. It's just an imbalance head mark. I liked it. Big wick on the 5 minute, marked it up, and we got the reaction out of it. And it then goes on to cause a break of structure. This is my 1 minute green line. Is 1 minute break of structure, change of character. So what you guys will always see in the when I post a chart is once it's broken, and I'm showing you guys. You'll see me draw it like that instead. Just for your guys' purposes. But my green lines are breaks of structure usually, and I'll set an alarm just the opposite side of them, so later would have gone off just above here. Then at that point, obviously, it filled the lovely imbalance that I liked down here. It's exactly the same as the sell. Filled the lovely imbalance. Filled the lovely imbalance. Break of structure. Break of structure. And then obviously after the break of structure or change of character, it's then entry time. Time to find an entry. So as soon as this candle here closes above this, time to find an entry. And then obviously straight down to the seconds chart because no point in me prattling around. I split risk on this, so I didn't risk like loads. Obviously, I had this one marked, nice and simple to spot. Lovely huge 10-second candle there, unmissable. Marked that one there. Obviously, it's where the imbalance starts to be created is from the top of this candle. Big push there, and I also split risk with this on the 5 second, maybe the one. Yeah, the 1 second. So bit of a push here. Obviously, I always say week in, week out, not too keen on the ones from here, but yeah, I decided to split risk. I wish I went full risk, but I didn't. So it is what it is. And obviously, you can see on the 1 second up here, you've got stuff happening. Decent push down, decent push away. So that was the entry. Then obviously it did its thing. I think about Heroes downstairs making a coffee. That here, I think it was. Bang. There you go. And there you go. We're at current price, 1 to 25 done in.
Would you have 0.25% on that then, Lee?
Percentage wise, mate, I'm not too sure. Obviously it's me self-funded, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't know what the percentage wise is, mate. I'm not actually going to tell you the monetary amount now. So
You do different percent on your funded to your self-funded then, I'm guessing.
do I what? Sorry.
You do different percent risk on your different accounts.
Yeah. So yeah, it's. I mean, if obviously what me, I'm hoping my account is going to be as big as a funded account within the next year or two. That's sort of the aim.
Nice.
So, but obviously there's going to be obviously some issues with the changing in number sizes as well that I'm probably going to have to deal with. So obviously I'll see as that progresses, but ultimately, if I can grow an account massively this year and just sort of like continue with working, so that'll cover my bills, then there's no reason why I couldn't do it, as long as I can sort of like focus and get stuff done. But yeah, I mean, on a funded, I'd be risking 0.5% anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 at a push, but I mean, the risk and rewards are that good, mate. There's no need to stress yourself. But obviously, most firms give you 8% in drawdown, so obviously you can give yourself 8 chances at catching a trade, or you can give yourself 16, or
yeah, sure. Well, like I said, 1 to 25, 0.5%'s pretty sweet anyway, eh?
Yeah, it's 20%, it's 12%.
Yeah.
It's like that's not to be sniffed at. Even like anyone, I'm sure anyone in here would take 12%, even if they risked 1%.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I just the dropping in risk value. I think I spoke about this before in the group chat. So obviously there'll be newer guys in here. So I always viewed like getting these high risk reward trades as I could reduce my risk. So I'll get more chances of finding, say, a right trade, and my stress levels would drop because I'm not risking as much money.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously other people look at my stuff and go, fucking hell, I could risk 5% on that and imagine how much I'd be up. But your stress levels are going to be absolutely through the roof, and you're not going to be able to, because you're gonna want to catch these trades like quite regularly. Like you're going to need to catch, say, 20, 30, 40 of these trades before you actually start thinking, like your stress levels start to come down properly, and it just becomes another trade.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
If you jump in and go, fuck it, 5%, like you're gonna shit your pants when you see, let's say, this candle here. You're gonna see that red candle there. It's a relatively big one. You're gonna close a trade because you think it's gonna turn around on you, whatever. If it's low risk, what the fuck am I doing now?
More likely to let it run.
Yeah, you're just more comfortable. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like it's all about comfort. Like, my hit rate, success rate is pretty damn high. I've had a few break evens this weekend, but it seems like I've managed the trades well, other than that 1 to 17 I let go. But it's not an issue. But yeah, I'm just comfortable leaving it, like, because I know like my hit rates, my success rates, like high in the 80% now. Obviously, I'll let that drop from like early 90s, but
happy days.
It still doesn't matter because technically I can be profitable off a 20%.
Yeah, well, this is it.
Range,
you could be, yeah.
So yeah, it's relative. It's easy going because I think we spoke about another thing is obviously the only thing that is up for debate in my strategy is whether that's my entry or that's my entry. Like nothing else is up for debate. The trend lines are bang on, so I'm not debating whether it's liquidity or not. I'm not. I'm not debating on like me breaker structures. Like if I wasn't, I wasn't debating this because this is never well, it could be up for debate. It technically does pull back, but I'm always over compensating for everything. So everything, when this broke above here, like I'm not debating. So there's less variables, and obviously, so let's say this was the breaker change of character here, and then it goes on to break another high before it comes back. It's just a better confirmation anyway. So I obviously I made my strategy and how I trade based on I'm trying to take out as much guesswork as possible. I would hope that everybody's sort of doing similar, or if they're not, I think there should be. And if it's up for debate, like that, obviously that's what back testing's for. Like, can you eradicate the guesswork? Can you give yourself an indication of whether something's good or bad, or yeah? So it's, I mean, it's just
Put as much in your favour as you can.
yeah, that's literally all this is about. If you can put things in your own favor as much as possible, not put yourself under stupid stress by risking say 5% when you don't need to, you know. Like if I mean, obviously, I don't think leverage would let me put 5% on it anyway, but like yeah, it's
I like that your entry on this is quite a way above the low, the swing
yeah,
low, isn't it? That
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
that shows a lot of confidence in how you're marking up the imbalances.
yeah, yeah. Not
It's
confident
very,
enough
very
to
easy to like have a fit, a 500-point stop loss saying it could be there, but that's
yeah,
I do like the precision of that. How you can do
yeah,
that.
and obviously, like I'm showing you week in week out as well. It's not like
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It works.
even if I was a fraud, like you'd still be able to watch my videos and go, there's definitely something there because it's showing us week in week out, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't think so.
So yeah, that
But that's kind of that's what's different from this from a lot of trades we'll see. Most people would have done something pretty close to that swing low
Mhm.
and covered the low, and you haven't felt the need to do that.
no. Like I say, all I've done here is that plus or that zone plus spread to make those,
Sure, sure.
you know. So
Yeah,
it's,
Is that because you just didn't find any imbalance further down, or
uh, yes, well, yeah, I'll have to show you now. I can't remember what it was there now, but yeah. So this obviously this stands out.
yeah,
So straight away, as long as I didn't find this lower, that's my first point of entry. That's. I mean, I should have maybe covered this because this could have been imbalance on the lowest time frame, I guess, which it sort of is, I guess. But it doesn't do anything, you know. It just rebalances this almost, whereas this one does like that's doing damage, you know.
yeah.
yeah.
That's
It
the
actually
big thing,
it takes this high, causes this high to be taken, and it leads to eventually the breaker structure up there.
I see.
So this is direct where it comes from. Some obviously what I believe the theory is, right? This is I can't obviously like anything in trading, obviously I can't guarantee anything because nothing's certain. But when this imbalance here gets filled, this major imbalance, it's like a magnet. So it draws it just seems to draw price to it. I think when this is filled, there's possibly orders sat at this line already. So I think this initial push is often the orders that was triggered from this. Then it doesn't cause the breaker structure of where the orders that are there don't do any damage as such, don't cause a breaker structure or change of character or anything. So then this is where what I believe is where the banks step in, going right, that worked. We couldn't move the market from them, so this is where they've got to put their order in. So let me draw out. So obviously something happens here. There's a big bit of a spike up. There's actually a spike down, spike up, spike up, spike down, spike up. ends up back down to where it was, even though it's a green candle, and then a huge push up. So obviously the imbalance is the buy orders far outweighing the sell orders. So this is as far as we can sort of like tell from candle form, this is a huge giveaway. Yeah. Especially because we're on the 5 second, and look how much that moves in that short space of time. So from there to it says 8,000. I don't think that's 8,000, but that's 15 seconds. It's moved. I think that's $840 or something, whatever that is. But that's a huge movement in like 15 seconds. But obviously, technically, it's from this second, this candle here. So it's 10 seconds. It moves a large amount. These are relatively okay candles, but you've got overlap on them. You've got wicks, little wicks on them. So not the best. Not too keen. That's obviously why I didn't want to stick an order on it. And then obviously, as I showed earlier, this is possibly imbalance here. So which is why I stuck an order there as well, which I've now deleted because I genuinely believe that this is the right order. Mm-hmm. So the reason why, obviously, can I see my order? No, I'll draw another one. So my order was something like, I think it's just under 4,000. So about that. That's my order. So in theory, because I'm wanting price to fill imbalance, and that's all I want it to do, because it's taken liquidity, it's broken structure, there's no more liquidity to take. I want it to fill the last imbalance. I always say last imbalance. I mean the last significant or major imbalance. So it can leave imbalance, which obviously is possibly done down here, but these are irrelevant. These might just be silly little orders, whereas this one's huge. So this is possibly the banks. So I'm just going to delete this order. So what I believe is that I think price wants to come and tap into something in here, because I mean, you can maybe extend that to there. I'll extend that to there for the purpose of you guys. So imbalance is here. So we've got imbalance there. I want price to fill the imbalance, and somewhere from this candle here to this candle here is possibly somewhere where the bank's order is going in, because it's relatively normal price action, and then all of a sudden you get a little whipsaw and then a huge push. So the idea is that fill the imbalance, and then they'll close their buy order effectively in some way. This is the theory of it. So they'll come back, fill the imbalance, and then price will continue to the upside, which is exactly what it's done. So
very nice, mate.
Yeah. And obviously it happens all the time. It's happened like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 days just on Bitcoin, you know.
Yeah.
Like in theory, like I say, you could have took a little sell from there. You got a decent reaction out of it. You've got another huge reaction out of this one. That one's gone 23-fold. That one was 17-fold.
Yeah.
This one, sorry, I got enough of this one. I don't even know what that was, but it went at least 3 or 4, you know. And then obviously it's done that now. And I believe, did you say you got in this, Tom, this sell from here?
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
That
So
it went 10R, and now it's retracing a little bit. So
yeah. Are you still in it?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, nice.
I'm just gonna keep. I've got an imbalance marked, sort of where you entered the buy.
Yeah.
Just up a bit from there.
Yeah. Nice. I'll take a look at that in a minute, mate. But
yeah, no worries.
I'm definitely not going to try and put you off. So
no, it is. But I had it marked from this morning.
Yeah.
It was one I posted up this morning. It was the imbalance. I was waiting for it to. I thought it was going to come back and collect anyway.
Yeah,
so I thought I might as well just keep it. It's only low risk, self-funded, but
yeah. Well, I mean, even if I disagree, mate, I mean, I'm wrong plenty of times, and I'd say at the minute, obviously, you've got we've from this it's from the initial move. You have got structure on your side as well, because you've got this. So, in theory, as long as you're the right side of the market.
Yeah, I've just seen
I'm not saying to hold that, but
yeah,
but yeah, in theory, structure's on your side, sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah,
see. I've just seen too many get away from me. So
yeah.
It's
yeah. Obviously, Bitcoin is the Wild West, mate. So
yeah, so it's only like I say, they're only low risk Bitcoin trades. So
yeah,
just get used to holding them. Really, if I can get that far.
Yeah. Even if you, like you say, if it's low risk, even if you use it to just to set like targets for yourself, exactly. as in like psychological targets. You know, like I'm not going to touch this till it either TPs or stop losses or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can use it even for stuff like that, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do anyway. Just
as Matt says, it can be cheap learning to do these sort of things as well. So, but yeah, obviously back to this. Obviously, it fills the imbalance and then it goes after it's broken structure to the upside. But this is why I TP just above this sort of like stuff here, liquidity up here. So the same setup is here, obviously, because Tom's in this. Filled an imbalance in here, broken structure, 1 minute across under here, no doubt. Filled it here now.
Yeah, there's a trend line
heading down.
It took.
Yeah. So yeah. Did you messaged me about looking for some under here? Is it that you was?
Yeah, so that's actually the TP.
Yeah.
It was in that. Yeah, that green up.
So we're down here.
Yeah, in there. Yeah. Caused the change of character and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, mate. It does make sense.
So yeah, hopefully it comes down there. There is a bit of a trend line coming from the bottom where you got in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what it's doing anymore, though.
No, it looks like it's just going sideways.
Yeah. It's. I mean, that was a big hefty push that it's just done. To be fair, so.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 10-second look at that. It's silly, innit? Yeah. It's nice to be on the right side of it, like. But...
Somebody was.
Yeah, just me. But in fairness, I mean, I hate sharing trades anyway. I'm just not comfortable with it at the minute. I'm okay. I don't care for my own money, but yeah. But obviously, I did post that trend line this morning, earlier, and I was hoping someone had spotted it, but although others had spotted it, but
yeah, I've been looking at the screen all weekend, so I was a bit just not seeing anything towards later on.
Yeah. Hey. Anyone got anything else you want me to cover, guys?
I'm looking at AUD/USD at the moment, obviously.
Oh, are you really, mate?
Yeah, of course.
Can't see that.
I love a bit of AUD/USD.
You got 200 to 1 lined up, Stephen?
Possibly.
One day it'll come in.
Mate, I mean, these other trades, I had a beauty the other day. I think I had a beauty for AUD/CAD as well.
Yeah.
Let me just double check this. Obviously, it's on 15-minute. Might not have been AUD/CAD. Yeah, it was AUD/CAD. So I got 2 entries off AUD/CAD.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to talk to you before about, Lee, about this strategy which I was trying to put together.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit of AMD and a breakout. But the
Yeah,
AMD came in. AMD came in at, oh, hang on. Well, on the breakout, I had like 8%, and on the AMD, it coming at 54%.
yeah.
Yeah, but obviously that's all CAD, but that one doesn't matter at the moment. That's all. But yeah. Are you on AU now?
Odd CAD, mate. Odd CAD, yeah. I'll go to what AU.
I can show you the AutoCAD one if you want.
No, it's fine. No, it's all good, mate.
I can show you roughly how I done it with the AutoCAD if you wanted, but
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah.
why not while it's on there? So if you go, let me just go back onto AutoCAD now. So if you just jump onto the hourly time frame just for now, just obviously you can and if you go back to 12th of December 2024.
With this low here.
Yeah, so basically that there, so obviously I've got AMD kicking in around that sort of that area there.
Yeah.
Now if you obviously draw like a trend line across the top, like obviously, yeah, somewhere around there, what did I do? Yeah, so you've got a bit of like so if you go into the candle of
There's equal highs in here. Is that what you're talking?
yeah. So if you start on the candle of 12th of December on that high.
Oh.
So it's just before just after the actual high.
Oh yeah. I was stuck here.
And then obviously draw the equal highs across from there.
Yeah.
Hang on, I think you're one candle too short there on the left there, mate. You've got to go to the left point, that's it, and then go up one candle. That's it to there. That's the one.
Yeah.
And then obviously draw across your equal all the three equal highs up there.
Yeah.
Now obviously I was waiting for the manipulation there, but it didn't actually truly manipulate. But then if you draw like a trend
Sorry,
line from
just before you continue, mate, I'm just gonna. Yeah, carry on. It does
I
manipulate.
suppose yeah, it's a manipulation there actually. Yeah, good
Yeah.
good point. And if you draw a trend line on the bottom areas, so the candle I went from was 12th December at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then draw that across from there. All right, so obviously you got like a few touches, obviously a bit of a breaker as well. Then obviously, so I set obviously a pending from the top area, right from the very top. Just do like a rough sort of one now. Like if you just go down a couple candles or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you see where it broke through on the bottom, that red candle there.
Yeah.
Now on but the one just to the left of it, that's it there. Now, where's your cursor gone?
Right.
That's it. So if you go down to obviously where it broke through, so that first red candle that actually broke through, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that now is like the breakthrough strategy that I've been working on as well.
Yeah.
And then what you'll do is then the second candle, like the one on the right hand side, that's where you'll enter from there.
Yeah.
And you'll actually put your stop loss above that high.
Yeah.
And then obviously you take that down to obviously where it actually where it stops, and that gave me like an 8% on that one.
Yeah, nice.
It actually goes down like quite far, so all the way down to the bottom down there. That's it. Yeah. So I managed to get like 8% out of that, but then plus obviously a 56% from the AMD down to there as well.
Yeah,
I have actually got a TP a little bit lower than there, but it's retracing. So
nice, mate. Nice. I hope you're working hard on it, mate, and making some good solid rules around it.
Yeah, I think it's mainly just like, I mean, it's the breakthrough that was throwing me off, to be honest. So
yeah,
I think what I'm going to do is just crack on with the AMD for now, and then
obviously obviously the break and retest is what I would class as the entry model. I'll just go back to that. So, did I click it? So obviously you've got your, AutoCAD. So obviously you've got your obviously I'll use my not there.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's just here on my trading view thing, but
Yeah,
on the brokers that one's not there. So you've got a trend line here. You've got equal highs here.
Yeah.
You've got your manipulation
Yes.
here. So what? Obviously manipulation. And then you've got your distribution. So your distribution starts to happen as soon as it sort of effectively, like here, it breaks out.
Yeah.
So from that point, however you get in is obviously your entry model.
Yeah.
So whereas for me, I would be saying, where's the highest imbalance to fill
First.
to get my entry in? So my entry would say be something like that, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your entry model's your break and retest sort of thing. So obviously you can work the two together because obviously, because it's separate. So I know Tom McPhillamy waits for a candle on I think it's the 5 or the 1 or 3 minute. He waits for a specific type of candle. That's his entry model. Mine's the height. Mine's the imbalance fill. Yours is as soon as it breaks. That candle there is your entry model. So you're still doing AMD. It's just how you're getting in is like you break and retest sort of thing. So it's effectively the same strategy. It's just other people would like, because everything to the left of this red line, left of it that's AMD, and then it's your entry model from this side, mate.
Yeah,
so, yeah. I mean, if that's working for you, mate,
well,
then
it was
you
the breakthrough that I was actually dropping out of it, because what I was finding was obviously I could get an entry from the AMD, like obviously where it manipulated.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But then obviously I was trying to do a 2 entry model, so that basically I could only enter the trade. Well, I'd be entering off the first AMD.
Yeah.
But then if I didn't have the second breakthrough trade like that one there, then I would have to cancel the trade, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because then what it's actually doing is it's giving me like 2 entries on the trade.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, like it's too much hard work. Like I'm just making it so much harder for myself.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just
obviously everyone's got slightly different like variables on it as well. Because I suppose, mate, I would be saying for me, obviously you've got your accumulation here.
Yeah.
This is just like say a low. So as soon as this, like say for me, I would be similar. As soon as this closed, this is a 1 minute breaker structure under here. So so I'd be fairly similar to yours, I guess. But I'd be a little bit tighter, I guess. But
I know we've only got like a couple minutes left, but AU, I'm actually looking at. Where is it? So AU, I've got marked up on this one. So above the high of 3rd of January, if I go down my time frames, I think I've got an imbalance there somewhere, which basically just goes right across the top of that.
Yeah.
I might have actually just nipped into it. I'm not too sure, but so then what I found is the imbalance on the 5 minute time frame. I've got an imbalance there, like on the 31st of December candle.
Yeah.
So I'll be waiting for it to come up, sweep that, and then obviously enter and then enter from there. So sweep that 3rd of January candle, hit that imbalance, which is just above that candle, and then enter from there. Yeah,
well, I mean, obviously I suppose you've got accumulation happening here, mate.
Yeah.
Sort of take one side and then target the other.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It really does. A lot of liquidity in this. Like it's been slow since just before Christmas, I guess, on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm expecting it's going to do something very soon, mate, because there's a lot of liquidity happening there.
I think there's still like a nice 4-hour zone, like lower, so much lower than where it is at the moment.
Yeah.
And obviously that FOMC like mucked up my my last zone. So But yeah, I think I've got another 4-hour POI, which is a lot lower, and I think it's heading down there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem very weak at the minute.
Mm.
Really weak. Whatever happened to that was COVID, I'm guessing, is it? Yeah. 20. Yeah. Pretty much, I believe it's going to head down, mate. So,
Yeah,
yeah, something in here.
there is. Yeah, I think that's roughly where I've got it.
Yeah, just obviously, as long as you're working and you're working in a positive way, mate, like say making rules. Obviously,
Yeah.
it makes no odds to me how you trade. I'd just like you to make some steady rules and stick to them.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's still I'm just going to keep playing around with markups at the moment,
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
and that's just keep on
yeah,
getting my eye in, and just while I'm not actually trading, I'm actually having a lot of patience, which is
yeah,
what I needed, so
yeah,
yeah, so I'll just keep on playing around at it at the moment.
yeah, nice, mate. Yeah, keep at it. Keep
I
making
will
rules.
do.
Keep being strict and restricting yourself in a way, I guess.
Yeah, well, once I actually get some rules put into place, then obviously I'll just get in contact with you then, and
Yeah. No, that's great, mate. We'll
we'll work on it.
We'll jump on. We'll write some. Well, you can write some rules down.
Yeah,
I'll quiz you on them and test you on them and things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Yeah. All right, mate.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate.
Thanks, everyone.
Speak to you all in a bit, guys. I'm gonna dump it there.
Cheers.
Mate.
Thank you, Lee.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
I'll be in the chat if you all need it, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.